Welcome to the Week 4 edition of the Coaches Show, presented to you by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. Chandler Tyree, Austin Campbell, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good.
It's been a good week. You've been delivering the packages. Now we're about to deliver tonight. We got Buckethead over on the Buckethead cam. It's been a nice night. We've got our Hog of the Week, who we'll announce in just a second in studio. But starting with some scores tonight, looking at the Southern States scoreboard. Let's get to looking at the Southern States scoreboard and see what scores we have final tonight. The Oxford Yellow Jackets, the number 9 team in Class 6A. Earlier this week, you asked me, are they going to get tested for the first time? You sent me that text message. Don't run from it.
Yeah.
40-6, I think we got our question answered.
That's not your traditional Pinson Valley team. Oxford keeps rolling. They're on to 5-0.
Next score, it is a close game. The number 6 team, which sets up a really big matchup between the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Hartsville Tigers. Hartsville takes care of business against Gadsden City, 31-28, in a very close ball game, though.
Yeah, that's a good game. And Gadsden City's rolling in the right direction, but
Coach
that's
Ali
a big
Smith is
win.
doing a good job there.
Yeah.
You're exactly
Yeah,
right.
he is.
Big win for Hartsville there. Going next.
Alexandria goes to Springville and takes an L. Springville gets a big win, 49-21.
Alexandria struggling 0-5 on the year.
Yeah.
Moody, the number 6 team in Class 5A, beats Lincoln 28-3. That game was close. It was 7-3 for a while.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. And, I mean, Lincoln, they must have played up today. I mean, they struggled to put points on the board. But Moody, yeah, that's a shocker that game was that close.
Yeah, no doubt. Southside Gadsden in St. Clair County still waiting on a score there. Southside was up big, I believe, the last I saw.
right.
When we get a final, we will get that. Our game of the week, the number 3 team in Class 5A defeats the number 5 team in Class 4A, 31-6. Smash mouth football. We're going to talk a little bit more about this game later. Central Clay County gave Hanley some opportunity to stay in the ball game. Hanley never could capitalize, though.
Hanley didn't capitalize, and just the one-dimensional style offense that seemed to be for the Tigers. Just Clay County had their defense going, and even though Clay County had some mishaps, they were still able to overcome those, and they won big, 31-6. Trinity Presbyterian goes to Sylacauga, and Sylacauga's still on the losing train. They win big, 55-21 over the Aggies.
Jacksonville, the number 7 team in Class 4A, stays hot with a 51-0 win over the Talladega Tigers.
Yeah.
1-0. It looks weird. You see the White Plains Wildcats lose tonight to a forfeit to Anniston. A lot that goes into that. A lot that went into that. We don't really want to go into the details. People made decisions there, but White Plains, and we'll be able to talk to a White Plains player here in just a second.
Yeah, on to the next score. Mumford goes to Cleveland County for a big in-region game with some potential postseason implications right here, and the Lions go down to Cleveland County 21-37.
Now, a lot of people thought that this right here has playoff implications big time for these two clubs, no doubt about it. Hadn't got the final for Cherokee County Hanceville. I will let you know, Coach Kelly's actually already messaged me. He will come on later on the show, and we'll be able to talk to him. We'll be able to get a final there for Cherokee County and
was
Hanceville.
up big.
Yeah, up big. Etowah and Good Hope still waiting on a final there.
That was a tight one, though, wasn't it? I believe. Yeah, Ohatchee. This is a big game in years past for sure. A lot of it's kind of a heated rivalry. Piedmont's gotten the most of Ohatchee recently, but Ohatchee gets the best of them today, 38-21 in Piedmont. We got the final on that one yet?
We don't have a final on Chillsburg. We're still waiting on that, so we'll bring you that.
That was a tight one, too.
That was a tight game all the way. Maybe Sachs was able to go 21-12. Walter Welborn, the Panthers defeat Dadeville tonight. A big win for the Panthers. Have won their last 2 now after starting out 0-2. All it took was Coach Jeff Smith coming in and talking to us here to get the mojo going.
Well, getting a bye week for Coach and getting back to that Welborn brand of football they talked about, and they've been rolling out of that bye week for sure.
No doubt about it. Weaver is defeated at Randolph County tonight, 46-29.
Randolph County seems to have a little squad there this year.
4-0.
They typically do.
They do. Yeah, they had a couple of down years, but it looks like they're getting it going back in the right direction.
Plainview goes to Glencoe and comes away with a win, 35-7.
We'll have highlights on that one later. Westbrook Christian, this game, I thought that this game might be closer than what it was. Hoax Bluff goes and takes care of business at home versus Westbrook Christian, 47-21 tonight.
Yeah.
Steve Smith coached team. We don't see them get beat like that too often.
That's right. Yeah, Cleveland out of Blount County comes over to Pleasant Valley, but they had to face off with the Raiders, who are 4-0. 4-0, I repeat, Pleasant Valley is 4-0. 21-16, the Raiders get the W.
59-14, Collinsville over Sandrock. Coach, it's been a tough year for Coach Alan Heath and the Sandrock Panthers. They lose tonight, 59 or the Sandrock Wildcats, 59-14.
West End goes to Gaston and gets a huge win, 53-16.
We hadn't had a final there yet. As soon as we get a final on this, we will let you know and fill you in on that. Ranburne takes care of business at Woodland, 28-7, a big win. The Ranburne Bulldogs are 3-2, a quiet 3-2, but they are 3-2 right now.
Yeah, they got some win. They got a win in upper classification too as well. Isabella goes to Fayetteville, and this is a high-scoring game right here, 67-33. Isabella comes away with a win. And this is the game from last night that we all expected to be a little bit tighter than what it was. BB Comer gets out to a huge lead early, and Vincent was able to eventually hold him off. I don't know if, BB Comer might have got some younger guys in there or whatnot, but Kamari Harris still unstoppable proved to be. 36-0 at home. BB Comer handles business over Vincent.
Yeah, that was a game where not as close as a lot of people thought it was going to be. 27-13, Victory Christian gets the win over Donahoe. Donahoe has started the year 0-5, a tough schedule start out the year. Played better tonight. Hopefully the Falcons can get it moving in the right direction.
Yeah, Raglan goes to number 9, Wadley, and Wadley's a team to beat in that classification for right now. Or they're definitely
they're a team that can compete. I'm ready to see that Wadley and Coosa Christian game. Yeah. Finally got into the top 10, number 9. It didn't go to their head, took care of business tonight over a really good Raglan team. Don't take that 2-3 record lightly for Raglan.
Yeah, who was it that beat 66-0 earlier? I think it was
Donahoe.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so Raglan is a good team. They just had a tough schedule.
Yeah, Wadley's got some players that can score for sure, but it seems like they got a little defense going on over there too. I don't think we got the score for this one yet.
We ain't got the score. It was a close game earlier, 35-0. Yeah. The number 7 team in Class 1A, the Coosa Christian Conquerors, 35-0 over Valley Head.
After losing that first game of the season, Coosa Christian has rattled off 4 wins, as expected. And Jacksonville Christian continues their high-scoring ways. They're 6-0. They go to Russell Christian and get a big win, 37-6.
Christian, listen to this now. Russell Christian is the team that beat them in the championship game last year. They thought it was going to be a really tough game for them. Go and take care of business, 37-6. Listen to these stats: 20 for 26 for Noah Lee, the quarterback, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Travis Barnhill had 6 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown, 20 carries for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a night.
So, needless to say, they're getting that offense rolling.
They're getting it rolling. Jesse Ganaway, 8 catches, 166 yards, and a tutty. Caleb Stallings, 10 carries for 67 yards, 2 receptions, 27, and a touchdown. Dion Dupree had 2 tackles for a loss and a fumble recovery for the Jacksonville Christian for Jacksonville Christian Thunder tonight with a big win over a really good opponent.
A lot of offense, as you just went into very good detail about, but clearly some good defense too, only holding them boys to 6 points.
All right, well, we're going to take our first break for the night. We're gonna go to commercial. When we come back, we've got a special guest for our Hog of the Week that will join Coach Campbell right here on set.
Located in Alexandria, Alabama, Ron's Barbecue is now back open 10 to 8 Wednesday through Sunday. A local family-owned and operated business, Ron's is providing slow-smoked ribs, barbecue chicken, and more. Known for the huge buffalo chicken tenders and the delicious smash burger, Ron's is perfect for the family night out or a lunchtime meeting. Come on out and try Calhoun County's newest local barbecue restaurant.
Hi, welcome to Classic 13. How can I help you?
I was thinking about getting a tattoo. Do I need to make an appointment?
No, we take walk-ins every day. Let's find someone to help you. Follow me. Okay, if you'll have a seat right here. Thank you.
Come down to Classic 13, where good tattoos aren't cheap and cheap tattoos ain't good.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
Welcome back into the Coaches Show in the Team Warning Chevrolet of Gaston Studio. We have this week's Hog of the Week, Mr. Ty Roberts, number 50 of the White Plains Wildcats. How you doing, Ty?
Good. Nice to be here.
Yes, sir. So what position do you play for the Wildcats?
I play left guard and defensive end.
Yeah, you're on both sides of the ball. So my question to you is, what kind of leadership role, do you have on the team? Are you more of a vocal guy? Are you more of a lead by example type guy? Or
I really like strive to be really everything.
Yeah.
Just being a leader and keeping everybody up. And
Yeah.
Just telling everybody that
Just a real
keep going.
positive mindset type guy, and obviously a leader by example too. I got you. Well, so what's your favorite side of the ball? Do you think would you rather play DN or would you rather play guard, or is it one of them things where wherever coaches want you type deal, or?
Really just wherever. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but
As
if you had to pick though, you like the defense or offensive side of the ball more?
I'm probably gonna go with defense.
I got you. Get in on some plays. I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite play call when it comes to being on the offensive side of the ball?
Probably Buck. When I get to pull and kick.
Yeah.
Pull and kick is fun.
I hear you. So what's it like though? Playing on both sides of the ball. If you're on offense, you might have a bad drive or something, and you have an opportunity to go out there and redeem yourself on defense. What's that like?
Getting to redeem yourself is no better feeling. I mean,
Yeah.
especially you come off a bad drive on offense. Say you get a sack or something.
Yeah. Get the crowd back
Confidence
in
goes
it.
right back
Yeah,
up.
and the momentum gets back on your side.
yeah.
Well, let's see. What is your definition? Receivers, quarterbacks, they have like they get the stat sheet plays. The 200-something yards, yada yada. A lot of times the O-line, the D-line don't get the type of recognition that they deserve. And I played ball, and y'all deserve it. I mean that thing, the engine don't get going in the right direction unless the O-line and the D-line is winning their battles in the trenches. But with that being said, a receiver can catch a long pass for a touchdown, or a quarterback can break out. What's your definition of a highlight as a lineman?
Definitely the pancakes. I mean,
pancakes?
Everybody strive.
On
Every
the
lineman
offensive
strive
side?
for the pancakes. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess a lot of passing offenses have those. What do you call them? No allowed sacks. There
Yeah.
you go. Or some of them.
Yeah, I hear you.
Pancakes for me.
I hear you. And then on the defensive side of the ball, obviously probably getting a sack or something like that, maybe a tackle in the backfield. And are you a guy that when you make a play? When I was a player, I was one of those guys. You talk to me, I'm pretty humble guy, but whenever I made a play, I'm a let's go. Kind of letting the player know that I just made a play on it. What kind of guy are you when it comes to that? Are you just make the play, make the pancake, get up, maybe help them up, or are you saying something right then, or what?
I definitely say I'm more of a help them up. I'm not.
Okay.
I like being a little calm.
A little humble, a little good sportsmanship for
Little
sure. And
humble,
that's
yeah.
how most guys in White Plains are. They're raised right, and they got that type of sportsmanship to them. I guess one of the closing questions is, how would you like to be remembered as a White Plains Wildcat? Maybe for the younger guys looking up to you and things like that.
Definitely is. I mean, one of the best ones to come through White Plains, you
Yeah.
know, but that sounds kind of cocky, but especially a leader.
No, I mean, that's a good goal. You definitely want that. And
But I want to be recognized as a leader, someone that all the younger kids can look up to, and
yeah.
just someone they can try to be like.
That's awesome. And I can tell you from experience that, just from playing, not saying that I was that guy, but just naturally, you being an upperclassman, you being a junior, and those kids that are younger than you that are on that football team, and even in the school and in the classrooms and in the hallways, kids are looking up to you even when you're not, expecting them to. And so that's awesome that you want to be remembered as in that regard. So that's awesome. And I guess I'll ask, because Chandler likes to ask the Hogs of the Week, what kind of fuel do you put in your body to help get you going, to be that dominant big force? I mean, you're 6'2", 225 pounds, you're a big fella. What kind of fuel do you?
Anything and everything my mom and dad put in front of me.
There we go.
Everything.
And so your mom and dad, they got it going on in the kitchen, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I hear you. Well, here is Mr. Ty Roberts, the number 50 for the White Plains Wildcats. He's a Hog. From here, we're going to go back to the scoreboard and check out some scores here. If we can get them. Oh, no, we're going to go to a break real quick, and then when we come back, we'll jump into some scores and more highlights. This is the Team One Chevrolet Gaston studio. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Jason at Reeves Insurance. Just want to say a quick thank you to all of our customers for your support over the years. We now have offices in Anniston, Alexandria, and Oxford in order to serve you better. So stop in and see me or any of our experienced staff and let us shop for you. We'll find you the best price and the best coverage available. Thank you.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
In the heart of your community, Coosa Valley Technologies brings you the future of high-speed internet. Having connection issues? Simply reach out to us, your neighbors, and experience exceptional customer service. Our local customer support experts guide you through the process with a personalized touch. Our skilled technicians install top-notch equipment for the most reliable connection. From community to your home, Coosa Valley Technologies, where local care meets global connectivity. Visit us online or call now to join the Coosa Valley Technologies family.
First Bank of Alabama is celebrating 175 years of excellence, excellence in banking. Since 1848, we've been growing our product and growing our banking services in East Central Alabama. You can find us making sure that we are bettering our community to the best of our ability. First Bank of Alabama is where you are first.
Member FDIC.
Palto Solutions is a licensed and insured home builder located in Lincoln, Alabama. We specialize in roofing, sheetrock, painting, remodeling, and new home construction. Check us out on Facebook or call us for a free estimate, or look us up on the web at paltosolutions.com.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. hopefully we can get the phone working right. Having some technical difficulties, so we can get Coach Probst on the phone and talk with him about getting that first win, and then also getting to travel to play Eufaula next week, a place that he's familiar with, a place that in the mid-90s he was the head coach. But we had a awesome night, some big games, some local teams stepped up and got some big wins. When you look at the Southern State School Board, there's some games that were very intriguing. A game that was shocking, not that who won, but how they won, was last night's game with B.B. Comer and Vincent. I believe we have the highlights for that one. Let's check out the highlights of that B.B. Comer-Vincent game last night between a 1 and a 6 matchup. 36-0. You see the final there.
Dominating in this game from start to finish. You know, when you don't punt till the fourth
you
quarter,
see
things are going
Mickey
your way, and that was the
Shadricks and Caleb Brooks last night on the call with WATM, the AHSAA TV network. We carried this game last night. Like I said, a Class 2A 1 versus 6 matchup on Thursday Night Lights, and it was all B.B. Comer. They scored on their first 5 drives. You know, like earlier in this game, earlier in the week, Coach Adam Fawcett, we carried the interview on the winning drive earlier. He talked about how he was not happy with the way they had played against Ranburne the week before, even though they won by 35.
Yeah.
He was happy last night with the way they came out, started fast, threw the shutout defensively. So the #1 team in Class 2A keeps rolling.
Yeah, they keep rolling, and a team like Vincent is expected to be a little closer of a game, you know, just purely based on rankings, for them to come out there and dominate that game like that and continue to be hungry, but also showing that they're not just going to win those games against those better schools in the same classification, but they're also going to dominate them, it looks like.
No doubt about it. Looking at some other games, like we said, Oxford goes on the road to Pinson Valley, wins big tonight, 40-6. Gadsden City comes up just a hair short at Hartselle, but a big time. They played well on the road at #6 Hartselle.
Yeah, and that is a great, like we said earlier, this season so far has been a great step in the right direction. That's not what they want to hear, but that is a great performance.
The good thing about that is both
of
those, Hartselle taking care of business and Oxford taking care of business, sets up another top 10 matchup in Class 6A next week.
And I'm looking forward to that. And that one's in Oxford?
It's at Hartselle.
Oh, it's Hartselle.
At Hartselle. Yeah. That's going to be if Oxford can go on the road at Hartselle and win on the road.
Yeah.
In a top 10 matchup, it's going to be a big win for the Oxford Yellow Jackets.
Sure.
Alexandria is defeated 49-21 by Springville.
Yeah, and Lincoln goes to Moody, and a little bit tighter of a game than what I expect. But they played them tight, and Moody comes away with a win, 28-3.
Southside Gadsden and St. Clair County still waiting on a final there. I will try to figure that out as soon as I can. But we see.
In the coaches show, the TV24 game of the week right here, #5 Hanley and 4A, #3 and 5A Central Clay County. A 31-6 dominant game. Clay Central had some, bad snaps. They actually got into it on the field. Both teams. We had an ejection on the Hanley side. Could have been ejections on both sides, but Clay Central comes away with a big win.
And I think we got highlights for that already uploaded as well. Do we have those highlights?
We do have them.
All right, so you see the highlights here from our game of the week earlier. See a big play right here. So you line up in the wishbone, but still had that big play possibility right there. You see.
Yeah, you see, Hanley has players on both sides of the ball that, for a team to have to stop the run as physical as Clay Central, having guys playing both ways like that, it can be pretty difficult for a team like Hanley to have to, have that endurance needed to stop the run like this.
This guy right here, Boyd kid, really good player.
He's pretty shifty. He's got speed. He's got breakaway speed.
Buckethead talked about him in the pregame show. Talked about how good of a player he was. But Hanley just struggled. You see some big plays and some plays to try to keep them in the game early, but just not enough tonight for the Hanley Tigers, just too much. But you see those miscues that we were talking about. Every time they tried to line up in the shotgun, there was bad snaps and turnovers there for Central Clay. So are you impressed with with literally, I mean, Central Clay did not play as clean as they usually play, but they were able to still win big. Are you impressed with that, or is that something that they got to get cleaned up?
Oh, it's definitely something they've got to get cleaned up. They're not going to play number 5 classification 4A teams. All this is an outer. I mean, they got to step it up for sure. They can't have those miscues because Clay County or Clay Central, they had miscues that Handley wasn't able to take advantage of, like a muff punt, snaps over their head that they weren't able to fall on and things like that. And Clay Central still was lucky enough to come out with a win, but. No, I mean, I need to see more from both of these teams. But Handley, though, just a ton of missed opportunities, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
See, that Clay Central defense, though, is something that's going to keep them in the game.
Played a physical brand like you would expect. But it got to the point where Handley was needing to throw the ball, and with that rollout type deal, and the Clay Central Vols was able to be in the backfield right in the quarterback's face while he's trying to throw on the run, like right here. There wasn't many times where he got back there and dropped back for a clean throw.
Yeah,
somebody was in his face every time he dropped back.
Yeah, Central did a really good job of kind of
look right here,
containing the
a
pocket.
Slip screen that got intercepted.
Great job by the defensive lineman retracing his steps,
Great job.
realizing, hey, if they don't block me, something's up.
Yeah,
something's up. You're not an All-American, and so we see that right there.
And there's another high snap right there that Clay Central was able to come down with there. And as you can see, it got a little chippy there. That was towards the beginning of some of the chippiness that we saw. When you're playing an offense, you're a defensive coach. When you're playing an offense that's running the ball, that power offense, you got to have discipline when it comes to gap integrity and things like that. And there you see some physicality after the whistle, which is not what you want to see at all. And I think on this play, 77 of Handley got ejected and 77 of Clay Central did not. But here's another rollout play with a great diving catch. But once again, you see the Vols have a tremendous amount of pressure in the quarterback's face, who also plays safety for the Tigers. And that's a horse collar. That's just part of it. Here's a fumble that Handley was able to come up with. I mean, you see these chances that Handley had that Clay Central literally gave to them, and they weren't able to capitalize at all.
Hey, you good?
And right here, 15 in navy blue. That man, you got to bring a little more than just arm tackles. You got to bring it with him. And look, you see the breakaway speed, getting into the end zone for the Vols. A little celebration there, a little flex. Let's go.
Right.
Dap me up 6.
Austin, let's cut off. I have got Coach Rush Propst of the Pell City Panthers with us. Coach, how you doing this evening? Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Hey, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're good. I'm joined by my co-host, Austin Campbell. Coach, a big win last week. I don't know if you realized it or not, but the first region win on the field for Pell City since October the 9th of 2020.
Well, good. We knew it was a big win. Right now, we're looking for any win, region or non-region. So any win's a good win for us right now.
Well, you talk about that. You played a really tough non-region schedule to start out the year. 2 games that really got out of hand a year ago, and your guys really played well and lost two close ones. How do you keep your players motivated when you lose 2 ball games early in the year like that when you're trying to build a program?
Well, that's the reason you play 10 games. You play 10 games, and each game is no more important than the other one, and you stay focused each and every week. And and I think you try not to get out ahead of yourself, which a lot of times we do. People want to analyze. People want to talk about this game or this stretch or this region game or non-region game. When you're building a program, each week is a capsule of trying to win each day leading up to that game and winning that game, and that's the only thing you got to concentrate on. And you don't look ahead. You don't talk about state championships. You don't talk about playoffs. You don't talk about anything but just that particular ball game when you're building a program. And so, this place has been down for a long time and have not had any success. Last time I think they were in the playoffs was 17. I think the last time they won a playoff game was in 2012, a first round game. So it's been probably since 2003 since they've had any kind of success to where they were deep in the playoffs, I think quarterfinals, that you could call a successful year.
Yeah.
So anything we're doing right now on the win column is a positive thing for our program.
That's right. Coach Probst, this is Austin Campbell here. With you coming in, I was a part of a team that brought in a brand new coach staff going into my senior year. Can you tell me how important it is for player-led leadership, player leadership when it comes to trying to turn a program around? What kind of players are stepping up in that leadership role?
Well, when you go into a program that's down like ours, it's hard to find leaders because kids, they don't know how to lead. And, when you don't know how to lead because you've not had anything to lead. So you have to teach kids how to lead and you have to sort of coach them into that part of being a leader and what does that entail. I think we as coaches and fans and people that analyze, we expect kids to know how to do all that stuff, and they don't. They're still 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and when you've been around a program that has been just downtrodden as bad as this one, and got the holy heck beat out of them. I mean, 58 to this, 56 to this, 52 to 7. I think we've given up 50 points per game defensively. 9 of the last 20 games have been played at our school. And so when you get there, leadership is something that's cultivated over time. And it's because, again, they don't have anything to pull from.
That's right.
So you're having to teach them how and what leadership looks like. I have a leadership council, and I dare say there's not one of the 12 kids that are on it that you would consider staunch leaders, because they're just not. Again, they're trying to learn how to be a leader just like they're trying to learn how to win.
No doubt about it. Coach, y'all play Eufaula next week, a school that you're definitely familiar with, spent some time there in the mid-'90s. How do you feel about that matchup?
Well, it'll be a difficult matchup. I mean, any game for us is difficult right now. And any time we go on the road, especially 2.5, 3 hours, it's going to be difficult. They're a 3-2 ball club. I think they lost tonight to Pike Road. But you turn around and, they lose to Pike Road tonight, I think 42-17, I think was the final. We had coaches down there to watch it. But at the same token, they beat Stanhope Elmore. And you wonder, how did they do that? And because Stanhope Elmore's got a good team, a lot of good athletes. So it'll be difficult on us down there next week. Again, we have to travel. We'll leave on Thursday and go down to Auburn University, and we'll practice and spend the night in Auburn, and Friday get ready to bus on down 45 minutes down the road to Eufaula. So it'll be tough. It'll be a tough environment. They're coming off a loss. They need to get back to win column. For us, we need to sustain a win again. So it's a big game for us. I mean, we're not looking ahead to Oxford or anybody else. I think that game for us is the biggest game of the year because it's the next game, and it's a game after an open date, after a win. We'll see how we handle the week of preparation starting on Sunday.
Oh, no doubt about it. Like you said it best, when you're trying to turn around a program, the next game is the most important because it's the next game. Coach, away from your football right now at Pell City, I'm hearing that Ohatchee is about to recognize Coach Clark there. What does that mean to you? What did he mean to you? And so I think they're going to name the field after him or something is what I'm hearing. Supposed to have a ceremony coming up. What does that mean to you?
It's a long time coming. I mean, what Reagan Clark did for me as a human being is, he was like a second dad to me. I can't say nothing but great things about a man that was way ahead of his time in the early 70s at Ohatchee. And, he did things at Ohatchee High School that we're doing now. He was no huddle. He was, his offensive scheme was a wishbone that, I think he started the same year that Coach Bryant took Alabama to Southern Cal out in Los Angeles. I think Ohatchee had opened up the week before in the wishbone, and Alabama opened up out in Los Angeles in the wishbone on a Friday night, like September 1st or 2nd, and beat a really number 1 ranked team that night. And I think that Coach Clark, his defensive scheme was second to none. No one was doing what he did. And the other thing, that we were a 2-platoon team, meaning in a 1A school, we had no one starting both ways. So the man was brilliant. He had a way to get the most out of his team. If there's anything I've taken away from him, was that he taught me how to get the most out of players and make them believe they were better than they really actually were. And they always played a level above, and that credits to him. So he means an awful lot to me. I played for him. I coached for him. His son, Bill Clark, is an outstanding football coach. Bill and I are like brothers, and we spend a lot of time with each other. And Bill lives in Pell City with us, and we spend a lot of time. And we miss Coach Clark. We do. And I think the celebration or the dedication for that field should have been done a long time ago. But I'm glad they did it, and I'm happy for the Clark family. And I think Coach Clark, he wouldn't want this. That's one thing I say about Coach Clark. He didn't want accolades. He didn't want to be thought of that way. But he deserves everything. To put his name on something is extremely important because he really was the best football coach in the history of that school.
No doubt, Coach. And, hey, Coach, we want to tell you that we appreciate you coming on with us, and good luck the rest of the way. I know you've probably been out scouting tonight, so be safe on your way home, and we appreciate you coming in and being on the show.
Thank y'all, and we'll catch up later down the road, guys.
All right, sounds good, Coach. Thank you.
Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we are back. We just got off the phone with the legendary Rush Propst. We're going to kick it to a commercial break. When we come back, we've got the Piedmont Bulldogs cheerleaders in studio with us to bring us back in after this break. We'll be right back on the Team 1 Chevy of Gadsden Coaches Show.
Spend your weekend at the 18th Annual Barber Vintage Festival, presented by BMW Motorrad. Thrilling stunt shows, food trucks, beer gardens, live music, and a kids zone brings the fun for everyone. Get your tickets now.
Hello, I'm John Garlick, and I'm running for probate judge here in Calhoun County, and I'm asking for your vote. From accounting and finance to law enforcement and mental health, my education, training, and experience make me uniquely qualified to be your probate judge. Now, I've sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the great state of Alabama, and I look forward to taking that oath again as your next probate judge. I'm John Garlick, and I'm asking for your vote.
When I was a child, my parents couldn't afford braces. My grandparents paid for them, and it changed my life. It's why I'm an orthodontist today. Hi, I'm Dr. John Phillips, and at PT Orthodontics, we want to make braces and Invisalign easy and affordable for everyone. That's why we offer no down payment and affordable monthly payments to give you the smile you'd like to have. And with offices in Oxford and Gadsden, we're neighborhood orthodontists. Give us a call.
Spend your weekend at the 18th Annual Barber Vintage Festival, presented by BMW Motorrad. Thrilling stunt shows, food trucks, beer gardens, live music, and a kids zone brings the fun for everyone. Get your tickets now.
Welcome back to the Team 1 Chevy of Gadsden Coaches Show. Austin, we just got a group of cheerleaders from the Piedmont Bulldogs. Ladies, do you have a cheer for us?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's hear it.
P-I-E-T, let's go! M-O-N-T,
good cheer. I ain't heard one like that before. And I've heard a lot of cheering in my day, Coach.
That was a great cheer. You say you ain't never heard one like that?
That was a unique cheer. I mean, you're looking at me like, what's that guy know anyways? But, man, dude, trust me, football players pay attention to them cheers. That was a good one. That's a unique. I ain't heard the one like that
Ladies,
before.
can you give us one more cheer? Do you have another one?
D to the U to the L to the L to the D to the O to the G to the S. Go Bulldogs! Hey, hey, go Bulldogs! Go Bulldogs! D to the U to the L to the L to the D to the O to the G to the S. Go Bulldogs! Hey, hey, go Bulldogs! Go Bulldogs! Bulldogs! You can do it, do it, do it, do it. All you gotta do is set your mind to it and do it, do it, do it, do it. Bulldogs! You can do it, do it, do it, do it. All you gotta do is set your mind to it and do it, do it, do it, do it. Here we go. Number one. Here we go.
All right. Thank you, ladies. All right, thank you, ladies. We are joined by another one of the best coaches in our area. We just got off the phone with Coach Rush Probst of Pell City. Now we have Coach Jacob Kelly of the Cherokee County Warriors. Coach, how you doing?
Man, it's a good night for the Warriors up here. We just wrapping up our homecoming, and it's a big win, big region win for us tonight. Guys played really good. Defense was lights out. We were able to get a good win over Hansville team. I mean, Hansville's got some guys that can hurt you, and they're big. I mean, that's one of the best lines of scrimmage in our region, you know, but a lot of those guys are having to play both ways. So early on, we had to kind of weather the storm, and then, you know, when you mix in some turnovers, we were able to get up on them. But I feel like the score, you know, got away, but Hansville played extremely hard throughout the night. But again, homecoming with all the distractions, coming off of a win against Aniana last week. With all those distractions, I thought the guys locked in tonight and played really, really good.
Yeah, I got you, Coach. Coach, this is Austin Campbell. You talked about how it was a good night, coming off a good night tonight, Coach. I believe you, from what I can tell, every single night y'all strapped them helmets up. It's been a good night for y'all. What is it that's got y'all rolling in such a good, with such good momentum right now, would you say?
Well, one, the kids are bought in, and we've got really, really good kids. They trust in what we're trying to do here. They've been in the program for a long time. So my seniors were like seventh graders when I first took this job, and they just grew up with me. We're together. We've been through all seasons. We're in the weight room every day. I mean, I'm honestly around them too much because I know when, you know, we're having one of those days where I'm going to have to lose my stuff just to get it out of them. and you know, but that being said, it really is a true family. I love them to death. We didn't have the best week of practice, but we do in preparation the same things. We're going to work our tails off in the weight room. We're going to kill them in the off season. We're going to kill them in the summer. We're going to prepare them physically and try to break them mentally in the weight room. And, you know, and then we get to the season and our routine is kind of just that. I mean, we don't change a whole lot. Our Monday routine is what it is. Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got a set practice schedule that we like to go through, and it's just about the kids doing what they're coached to do. But you can't coach the way they play. They play with a tremendous physicality. We call it our standard, and fast and physical for 48, and don't talk about it, be about it. And those guys, man, they were about it tonight. But it's just when they set their minds on the goals that they've made, you know, being undefeated, region champs, and giving ourselves a run, hopefully be back in game 15, you know, and there's a lot of things that's got to happen between now and then, but you can only do it one day at a time, and I think they do a really good job, and the coaches I have do a really good job of dissecting that into each day, just coming in and doing what you got to do for us to be able to attain and reach those goals that we've set.
Coach, I gotta tell you, I don't agree with one thing you said. Your guys definitely take on your persona. You are an energy guy.
I'm
You
about
do
to take
things
it
the
for
right
so long.
way. Like, just talking to you gets me fired up. So I can't, like you said that it's not coached, but they definitely take your personality, and they always have ever since you've been there. And that was one thing I respected about y'all guys when I coached against you, was how hard you played, and always the intensity and playing for 4 quarters every single night. But I got to ask you this, Coach. Jacob Cornejo, how good is he really? Like, you're around him every single day. How good is that kid?
He's, if not the best, he's one of the best I've ever had. Not only in what he has ability-wise, because he hit 5 touchdowns tonight and had well over 100, but they were called back in penalties, early on, and he didn't play a whole lot after halftime. But it's not necessarily how good he is on Friday. It's what he does to get to Friday. He's the most coachable kid that if not, that I've ever been around, and he can take what you coach, and it's almost like a sponge, something he's never done before, whether it's putting him in a route or telling him to do certain things, or we want to put him in a different position and run a counter play or a power play or whatever. He can do it, and he's a sponge, and he's a special player. He's so physical. Like, seeing him run last week, all he needed was the word Aniana and a chance to go head-to-head with somebody that was considered the best back, if not the best back in 4A. Like, that right there motivated him so much that, like, he was like, you could tell in his eyes, and he's just a really, really special kid. He's got a great character, high motor. He gets better as it goes, so his 15 through 30 carries, if he gets those totes, are the ones that he gains the most, because he is tough to handle, and he needs opportunities. He really does. He can play at the highest level. I mean, I've got guys from when I was coordinator and head coach in Georgia that are playing on Saturdays in the SEC and the Big 12 and ACC, and he's just as good as those guys. And it's just, this day and age with, everything that goes on in college football and the transfer portal, and it's very detrimental to high school programs in general, but it takes a lot of opportunities away. I mean, he's a special kid, and he can play on Saturdays, and he wants to compete. He wants that, in his future, but he just, he's patient, he's consistent, and it really don't focus on that. I mean, that's the thing, is if it was me and it was a flip side, I would be like stressing. He don't. It's like, dude, I'm ready to go. Like, what we got in the weight room today? Let's go.
No doubt about it.
Those are the Coach. Those are the kind of guys you want for sure. And from my experience, it's the teams that do the special things, the things that people don't expect the team to do, are the teams that are close knit. Like you said, they're like family to you, and they, you're able to coach them hard because y'all are around each other so much, and they've been with you for 6 years now, and they know exactly what to expect from you, and they know that standard, and that standard was there, from years past when they've won championships before. But Coach, we appreciate you so much for coming in, and we wish you the best of luck. It don't look like y'all need too much luck. Y'all work for it over there. So we hoping that you keep it rolling in the direction you got it right now, Coach. Appreciate you so much for coming on.
Thank y'all for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, see you, Coach.
Go Warriors.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
And we got one more cheer from the Piedmont Bulldogs squad. We got the mascot in studio. Let's kick it over there and get one more last cheer from the Bulldogs.
T-I-E-D, let's go! M-O-N-T, Bulldogs, we are Piedmont. Yell it! T-I-E-D, let's go! M-O-N-T, Bulldogs, we are Piedmont. Yell it! We are Piedmont, yeah!
We are going to take it to break. We want to thank the Piedmont Bulldog cheerleaders and their mascot for being here with us tonight.
We got 2 mascots.
And so we are going to, 2 mascots,
Yes,
you're right. So we are going to, do what? So we are going to kick it to break. When we come back, we got highlights and scores Come back with us on the Coaches Show presented to you by Team 1 Chevy of Gaston.
Spend your weekend at the 18th Annual Barber Vintage Festival, presented by BMW Motorrad. Thrilling stunt shows, food trucks, beer gardens, live music, and a kids zone brings the fun for everyone. Get your tickets now.
Hello, I'm John Garlick, and I'm running for probate judge here in Calhoun County, and I'm asking for your vote. From accounting and finance to law enforcement and mental health, my education, training, and experience make me uniquely qualified to be your probate judge. Now, I've sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the great state of Alabama, and I look forward to taking that oath again as your next probate judge. I'm John Garlick, and I'm asking for your vote.
When I was a child, my parents couldn't afford braces. My grandparents paid for them, and it changed my life. It's why I'm an orthodontist today. Hi, I'm Dr. John Phillips, and at PT Orthodontics, we want to make braces and Invisalign easy and affordable for everybody. That's why we offer no down payment and affordable monthly payments to give you the smile you'd like to have. And with offices in Oxford and Gadsden, we're neighborhood orthodontics. Give us a call.
Spend your weekend at the 18th Annual Barber Vintage Festival, presented by BMW Motorrad. Thrilling stunt shows, food trucks, beer gardens, live music, and a kids zone brings the fun for everyone. Get your tickets now.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show presented by Team 1 Chevy of Gaston, Buckethead and the Buckethead Cam over there. My man Austin Campbell. Austin, you finally did your first interview tonight.
Yeah, it was a long time coming. Was able to get it done. But hey, shout out to the Hog because he made it easy for me.
All right, shout out to the Hog. Ty Roberts, our Hog of the Week. Speaking of Hogs, I know some Hogs that are 4-0. The Pleasant Valley Raiders 4-0 on the year after defeating Cleveland tonight 21-16. Great job by Jonathan Nix and the Pleasant Valley Raiders. Let's check out some highlights.
Tight win there. Corner coming down to crack the guy, but he gets in the end zone.
So Pleasant Valley is playing a ninth grade quarterback.
That's a big boy toting that rock
6'4",
right there. Is that
big
legal?
boy touchdown.
Is that legal?
That was big. You get a big boy celebration. That's a Buckethead right there.
Look at that. Look at 50 pulling out through there, baby. Clearing the way. A big Ward field.
I like them jerseys now.
It's all about the helmets. You picked them because of the helmets.
I love the helmet.
So number 50, right there, Samuel Duncan. He's been wearing a different number all year. He's been number 5 all year, I believe. Had to change to number 50 this game because of injuries on the offensive line for the Pleasant Valley Raiders. But hey, you don't make excuses. This next man up. They continue to find ways to win. You got to do something right to be 4-0 at this point in the year, Austin.
Oh, now I'm gonna tell you something. The Cleveland guy made a great cut right there and knocked 2 of them out.
Austin, like I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, you got to do something right to be 4-0 at this time in the season.
But I love the way that Cleveland kid runs.
Yeah, early in the season, a lot of teams will schedule maybe some lesser opponents, typically. But yeah, to be 4-0, no matter what classification you're in, to be 4-0 is huge.
Hey, most teams around here wouldn't care if they were playing the Girl Scouts. To be 4-0 would be great.
No doubt about it.
4-0 before.
This right here was a physical ball game. But a one that, they continue, also teams learn how to win close ball games, and Pleasant Valley's been able to do that. They've won a lot of one-score ball games so far this year. Big hard run right there. There you see right there the Sally play where they hand it back up underneath, get flow going one way, hand it back the other way.
Little low snap there results in maybe a 1-yard gain. That was a lot by a quarterback.
Did y'all see that jump cut he made? I don't know what he was jumping from.
Yeah. Y'all know that this Cleveland team, here's 2 years ago they were playing for a state championship, and now they're 0-4. So that's how fast you can flip. It can flip on you. And so
I'll take that number 72 kid though. That was just on the left side.
No doubt about it. Like I said, 21-16, the final. Like I said, Coach Nix and the Pleasant Valley Raiders start the season out 4-0 and set themselves up for Another game that we were looking forward to tonight, the Ohatchee Indians traveled to the Field of Champions to play the Piedmont Bulldogs. We just had the Piedmont Bulldogs cheerleaders in here. Piedmont 1-3 on the year after a 38-21 loss to the Ohatchee Indians.
Yeah.
We're talking about a 4-1 Ohatchee team.
Oh, yeah.
That struggled to win a game last year until game 8. And they started the season out 0-7 last year before winning their last 3. They are 4-1 and put themselves in a driver's seat to make the playoffs out of their region.
And this game right here, like, you know, Piedmont's got 1 win, but these two teams right here are rivalry. They're rivals, even though Piedmont's got the most of the Indians here in recent years. Even with them having a 1 win this year, it's still going to be a physical, close game as it was tonight.
But you're right. This is a connection that they had all night. Robertson to Hester, number 14. Watch this throw right here. Watch this work by our cameraman.
Wow.
Had to go off because he got wiped out. But what a play. And then this guy right here, Jesse Baswell, a player of the week a couple of weeks ago for us, just continues to put up numbers. He is a big
He's a hoss.
He's
got a Hoss of the Week award.
He is
this
a hoss.
matchup right here, them white Ohatchee Indians uniforms over there playing at the Field of Champions like this reminds me of a few years ago when they played this exact game in the 4th round. That environment was insane.
This kid right here, number 22, Raleigh Pinto for the Piedmont Bulldogs, is a young kid. He is going to be a stud. Really good player. He'll have plenty of offers by the time he gets done. And he's a guy that's going to be really good for Piedmont
Bulldogs. I can't remember a
Bulldogs.
time where Ohatchee aired the ball out. I mean, look, another pass play. I mean, this kid is really throwing that thing around. Or picked
Right
off
when
here.
you say that.
But he's still throwing that thing around.
like
He great play right
Just
there
stood
by
to the wrong
Hines.
guy that time.
A late hit right there, and then you see a great play right here by the Piedmont Bulldogs to finish the run. But like I said, this was a game that Piedmont was up at one point, 21-20, and Ohatchee scores 18 points unanswered.
During the season, you want to go into a place like this. This is when they say signature wins, this is definitely a signature win for Ohatchee.
For sure.
To go to the Field of Champions, and they didn't dominate, but to pull a score out like that and come on with it,
to be able to pull
that's a big
away,
deal.
To be able to pull away, like you said, in an environment like that, in a rivalry game like that, Piedmont, a team that's got 1 win, a lot of people would look at that record and say, Ohatchee's just going to blow them out of the water. That's not the case. It was a very physical game in which you said the Piedmont Bulldogs were up, but the better team prevailed, scored those 18 points to pull away, and that's what good teams do. Well, like you said, a great test, great regular season test. I mean, that's a playoff environment.
Oh, yeah, playoff environment. Anytime you go to the Field of Champions.
Austin, we went to watch your alma mater play tonight. We went to Cleburne County to watch the Cleburne County Tigers and the Mumford Lions play. And along with that comes my favorite spot of the show, the Friday Night Bites segment. Presented by Run's Good Barbecue in Alexandria. I actually, speaking of barbecue, I had a barbecue sandwich tonight from Cleburne County. Here's footage of them. This lady sold this barbecue sandwich, by the way.
Best burgers in the barbecue. It's great. I eat it all the time. It comes off of Highway 78. What is that? Cave Creek? No. What is it? Creek?
So good, you can't remember.
It's an Edwardsville. Okay. It is delicious.
Let's see what you got.
Shoal Creek Market and Grill.
Shoal Creek Market and Grill is what she was looking for, by the way.
Let's be honest, Coach, it wouldn't have mattered where that thing was from.
It didn't matter. It was good.
It wouldn't matter where it was.
Barbecue. The pan was so hot, you had to bring it out on a little trolley thing.
Yeah, I got in my ear Eric saying thanks for taking. Look, here's the thing. Y'all keep saying thanks for thinking of us, but here's the thing. Applebee's already takes care of us. So why would I have to? Applebee's got every appetizer they got on the menu here. They feed us every Friday night, and so we're very thankful for Applebee's and what they do as well. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Applebee's.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I am a celebrity right now at these places when we go out. They take care of me. I have ate good all year. I put on some weight. I don't have. I mean, look, this is the first year I've done this show, so like the freshman 15 in college.
Yeah.
Right now I got like the coaches show 15 that I done put on because of Friday Night Bites.
Hey, Austin, this is no lie. I told the lady and the guy that was standing there, I said, them only come in ones? Them singles?
Yeah.
Them only come in singles?
That barbecue was good, y'all. I'm not kidding with y'all.
I didn't
Barbecue
get
was
one.
good. Gray got him a big old box of popcorn.
Yeah.
My co-host, Gray, when I go out on the road, and we have to get somebody a little bit more mature whenever I get back here to take over. But Gray got him some popcorn, just treated us nicely, treated us great, and we enjoyed our time at Cleburne County.
Yeah, great folks in Cleburne County.
And just an unbelievable atmosphere, too. I can't wait for you to see what that
The new
atmosphere looked
turf,
like when we look at those highlights.
The new lights we're hearing
All right,
about. Let's
so,
take a look
hey,
at it.
real quick, do we have those highlights ready? The Cleburne County Mumford highlights. All right, we are going to go to Ellie Bell Field and look at these highlights.
When we got there, it was 7-0.
Yeah, when we got
Cleburne County
there, it was
just scored.
7-0 Cleburne County. They scored right before we walked into the gate.
That's the crowd you expect at a Cleburne County game, by the way. They got some wins in their direction this year so far, and their fans are showing up.
It is.
Look, it was a rough night for the Mumford Lions. Mumford got beat 37-21, I think was the final. But here's the thing. Tank Edmondson runs the ball extremely hard.
Extremely hard.
He runs the ball extremely hard for the Mumford Lions. He is low to the ground. He runs behind his shoulder pads. And this was a great drive right here by the Mumford Lions. Like, they really put a good drive together when we got there to make it 7-7. What people don't realize is this game was a 14-7 ball game at halftime. You see right there a big play. They're taking it in to score. I think it was Alex Petty trying to drive in and score, fumbles, and Johnny on the spot was able to make a play. But right now,
Very
at this
fortunate.
point in the ball game, 7-7.
Yeah, and that's exactly where you want to be. You know, if you're Mumford, you gotta have this game. Both teams have to have this game. So to be 7-7, that's exactly where you want to be.
The problem is Cleburne County goes, and this guy was huge all night for him and Jake Dingler had a great thing. So Ellie Bell Field, when you talk about that, when you talk about Ellie Bell Field, like they've done a lot of renovations to this field as well. But what killed Mumford is you saw that they scored to make it 7-7, 8:23 left in the half. Cleburne County goes on about a 7.5, 8-minute drive right here to chew up all the clock, score a touchdown with no time remaining.
That type of downhill offense hits you in the mouth every play. You're gonna have to bring it every
Here's a big
play.
back. Here's a big back that's a big back right there.
That got blue dead, but that's a big, he's not going to be fun to tackle for nobody all game long. You see right there, ball comes loose, but he'd already crossed the plane. But here's the thing about it. There you see the new lights just installed at Ellie Bell Field. There's a lot of people, there's mixed emotions on these things, but it makes the atmosphere so much better.
Yeah.
We talk about the kids, man, the kids love it, and so it's just an awesome.
I mean, a lot of these kids will never play once they leave Cleburne County, and for that to be something they have on their home field, there's teams like 6A, 5A, 7A schools that don't have that type of luxury, so it's awesome for a 4A school.
They're giving them
here in
cheerleaders
Cleburne
something
County.
to cheer about tonight. I can tell you that.
No doubt about it.
And the fans.
Like we said, they chewed up almost 8 minutes of clock right there and score a touchdown, make it 14-7. And there's the finish. That's how you finish a run right there. I think at that point it was 21-7. Is that correct?
21-7.
So they come out. Mumford needed to get a stop. So they got a 2-for-1 special. Like I said, took 8 minutes off the clock at the end of the first half. But this guy right here goes all the way down to inside the 15-yard line. And I think this was kind of the turning point of the game. They got no points out of this drive. They fumbled the football.
Yeah. Turnovers, though.
But right here, you mean turnover, another
turnover.
But here, this is where we left too. It's 21-7 at this point. It's first and 10, but they're backed up inside the 1 yard line. I mean, they're literally on the half-yard line here.
What are we calling right here, Coach?
Not this.
They try to throw it out, and he's tackled in the end zone. Nice play by number 14 right there for the Cleburne County Tigers. So when we left, it was 23-7. It was 30-7 at one point, and so Mumford scored some late. points. But this game had some big-time implications, people believe, in this area.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, truthfully, I think this is a playoff game.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the playoff to get into the playoff tonight.
No doubt about it. Caden Ray, the Woodland Bobcats were defeated by Ranburne tonight. I think 28-7 was the final there. So, look, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go through all the scores real fast for you, and then we will also hit our other highlights when we come back on the Coaches Show presented by Team 1 Chevy of Gaston. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Cameron Minton with Minton Home Center. Minton Home Center has been in business for over 40 years. We are a true turnkey dealership. We can help you meet your needs from financing with zero down, selecting the right home for your family, and help with your land purchase. We have a full development crew that will complete all of your land preparation. We will make your home purchase experience fun and easy.
We are Caring Hands, providing quality in-home care. We help our patients with light housekeeping, planning meals, bathing, grooming. We offer companionship, reminders of medication, transportation, and errands. Please call us. Let our family take care of yours. Call Caring Hands at 256-281-3100.
Second Chance, serving Calhoun, Cleburne, Etowah, and Talladega counties. Second Chance provides safe shelter and supportive services for domestic and dating violence victims and offers educational outreach to residents of the communities served, empowering victims in their recovery and the public towards intervention in these crimes. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, please have them call and see if we can help. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Team 1 Chevy of Gaston, the Coaches Show right here at TV24. Austin, let's run through some scores. We had some big-time games tonight. There's some question marks about some teams. Let's see who answered some questions.
Pretty lopsided day. Number 9, Oxford goes to Pinson Valley for what I thought was going to be a bigger test than this. I was proved wrong. 40-6. The Yellow Jackets get a huge win, but we got a good matchup for them. We're looking forward to next
Hartselle.
week.
It's going to be 8 versus 6 if everything stays the same.
That's
So,
right.
9
Here we go.
versus 6.
Hartselle right here plays host to Gaston City, and Gaston City is a better team than that 3-2 record. They can still make some noise, but they go to Hartselle and fall 28-31.
Alexandria 0-5. You don't hear that a whole lot.
Never
Go to
heard it.
Springville.
I've never heard
Buckethead thought this game was going to be closer. Actually, he picked the Valley Cubs, going with his heart. And
Well, it was
but
Blue
Springville.
Day. It was Kevin Blue
But
Day.
Springville wins 49-21
Give a man a
over
Valley dog, and their
Alexandria.
whole spirit will change. It'll be a 180. They'll believe in the Valley Cubs after he won Valley dog.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Lincoln Golden Bears go to number 6 Moody and played them a little tighter than expected. 28-3. Moody comes away with the
Even
win.
at 28-3, like
It's
it was a
still-
7-3 ball game almost the entire first half.
very
13-3
tight.
for a while. I think Moody put up 2 late scores in the ball game, but this game was tight. Lincoln's defense has been playing really well. They just got to figure out how to get the thing rolling offensively.
You know, and I actually picked Lincoln in this game again. They played well.
I know.
give up 2 late scores. They
You
played
giving
well.
Bradley a lot of ammunition this week.
Sorry, Lincoln.
All right, here we go. Going to the next score. South side of Gaston, 42-13 over the St. Clair County Saints. That defense for Southside is playing really well.
It's about we mentioned the defense of Southside. You know, we talk about the Pleasant Valley Raiders being 4-0, they ain't played nobody, yada yada. Well, at some point, there are 5 games in the season, and Southside, the most they've given up in one game is 21 points. The defense is absolutely balling out. Obviously, the offense is scoring as well. But when your defense is playing as high as Southside's is, you're gonna have a chance to beat anybody you play.
I agree with you, Austin. Exactly right. We talked about this. How good is this Southside Gadsden team?
Yeah.
Look, they destroyed Moody last week, and I mean not Moody, but Lincoln last week, and Moody struggled with Lincoln this week tonight.
Yeah. I mean, and the more the season goes on, we'll find more out about them for sure. But I mean, to this point, giving up 21, that's the most you've given up in one game. 5 games in, no matter who you play, that's very stout. We're going to find out more about them, but that defense holding up their own, that's for sure.
31-6 in our game of the week, a game that we thought was going to be closer between 3 and 5A and number 5 and 4A. Handley Tigers, too many mistakes, didn't capitalize on Clay Central's mistakes, and the bone is alive and well in Central Clay County.
Yeah.
I called him the Wizard earlier off camera, and somebody asked me, like, he's running the wishbone. Well, the wishbone's making a comeback. So I just want y'all to know that nobody's been able to stop it. They've already beat a really good Benjamin Russell team. They beat a really good Handley team tonight that's been steamrolling everybody. The wishbone's back. Say what you want to about it. When you send in his starters on paper, he is the man. Stop talking about it on notebook paper, a yellow legal pad.
Coach,
Stop talking about it.
You don't have
But
to
let me tell you,
stand
when you
up
got
to show
LaDamian Boyd in the backfield,
Yeah.
that helps you a lot because he dominates.
Clay Central, they're a physical team. Handley's a physical team. And this game was 24-6 for the longest time. And they played tight towards the end. It got really chippy, but Clay Central was able to prevail in this game 31-6 over the Handley Tigers.
Hey, listen, the IT guy told us earlier in the week there's two things that Danny Horn knows. He knows football and he knows how to cut grass. He knows how to take care of the grass. He knows how to do that. He ain't worried about none of y'all's technological stuff. He ain't worried about this new air raid offenses. He's worried about getting in it, hitting you in the face, and winning football games. Going to the next score.
And you can stop me, but are you going to stop me for
All right, Sylacauga struggling. Coach Schmelly, I hope he gets that thing rolling. They're 0-5. A tough Trinity Presbyterian team tonight. 55-21. Sylacauga falls at home tonight.
Did this surprise you, Coach?
No, it did not surprise me.
Me neither.
Going to the next score, 51-0. Jim Ogle probably had another great night. 51-0. Going to Talladega was no test for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles.
He probably played a quarter.
Going to the next score, a game that got forfeited, canceled, whatever you want to call it today. Just a tough situation. It's been a crazy week, y'all. A lot of crazy things happen and things that are out of people's control. Before you go on there and become Facebook warriors and keyboard warriors, think about the kids and think about everything going on before we go on there and just blow people up.
The one thing I'll say about this, the only thing I hate about that is their homecoming.
It is homecoming.
Yeah.
It stinks for the kids. I hope that they can make it right. Do a different homecoming game.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what's going on, so we're not going to talk about all the ins and outs and make up rumors or anything like that. Everybody's hearing a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows anything for sure. It's just been a crazy week, and we'll leave it at that. But hopefully we'll be able to make it right for both White Plains and Anniston, because that's a game that the lone senior that White Plains has, Dylan Barksdale, and those seniors for Anniston are going to miss for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
We talked about this game earlier. Cleveland County 37-21 in a big region matchup in Class 4A Region 4.
Yeah, tight for a while, but Cleveland County proved to be the better team and outlasted the Mufford Lions 37-21.
What I seen in that game was nobody wanted to tackle the Dingler kid.
Hanceville, we talked to Coach Kelly. He said they put up a big fight, but they were no match for the number 2 team in Class 4A, the Cherokee County Warriors, 55-0. Coach Kelly, Jacob Cornejo, and the rest of the Fighting Warriors took care of business.
They got both sides of the ball rolling. Cornejo is an actual dog. We call him, he refers to himself as a warrior, but I'm going to call him a dog for right now. But they got both sides of the ball rolling over there in Cherokee County. Look out for
Austin,
them. Austin,
you played receiver, but I'm going to ask you a question, see if you know the answer. What always travels in football?
Defense, baby.
Oh, defense and run game. Defense and run game always travels. It always travels.
Tell me.
I like that you said defense. I didn't think you were going. I didn't think you were going to say because you're a receiver. Got to air it out. Defensive and run game always travels. Do we have the score for Etowah and Good Hope?
Yeah.
Etowah wins against Good Hope. 28-21, big win for the struggling Blue Devils. Congratulations to them. Hopefully this will get them going in the right direction.
Yeah. Ohatchee goes to Piedmont at the Field of Champions in a rivalry game. Ohatchee gets the better of the Bulldogs. We had the cheerleaders and the 2 mascots in earlier who did an outstanding job, some very unique cheers. They needed them over there for the Bulldogs. Ohatchee wins big, 38-21. And what was a close game, they pulled away towards the end. But the Indians roll over there.
They're rolling, baby. Roll Tribe, baby. Roll Tribe. Childersburg. Sachs played really well tonight on the road at Childersburg, but Childersburg is victorious 42-31 over the Sachs Wildcats. Walter Welborn at Dadeville tonight. Tough place to go play.
That's a tough place to go play, and I've played in some region games where you've had to travel some, and Welborn had to travel for that little region game there. But, yeah, 21-12, that's a big win for Welborn, and 2-0 out of the bye week.
Hey, I don't know if you remember or not, but Dadeville, they will put you as far away from the field as they can, and they'd never turn on the air conditioning.
Yeah.
It's hot as all
like
get out.
Austin, Texas, don't it? Some of these
All
Gunner
right,
fans.
here we go. Next game, Weaver falls to Randolph County 46-29.
Yeah, Randolph County's a good team. Plainview goes to Glencoe and gets a big win, 35-7.
And we have highlights of this game. Plainview, they got a big name on their sidelines, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that or not. You don't know? You know who it is?
Pruitt.
Yeah, they got Jeremy Pruitt, the ex-head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers.
Oh, wow.
Is the defensive coordinator. Dale Pruitt, his dad, is the head coach at Plainview.
That's got to be a good time, for real.
Like,
I mean, can't you imagine you two on the same sideline, all smiles?
I can't. You think it's great, but it don't go real well sometimes.
It's that, well, in their situation, it probably goes great
Oh, I'm sure
because the dad is the head coach.
Plainview finding the end zone there right up the gut.
The dad may have the head coach title right now, but I guarantee you, Jeremy Pruitt's got his fingerprint all over that.
Well, he got Miller time last week, so he better get it together.
They went to Glencoe tonight and got a big win over the Glencoe Yellow Jackets, no doubt. Glencoe's another program that's been struggling of late, and it feels like that Scott Martin's taking some steps in the right direction, but it's just tough right now, and it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, they struggled early in his tenure at Ohatchee, so give him some time, he'll get it fixed. This one surprised me a little bit. I thought that Steve Smith, this would be a closer game. I thought that they would be. But Hoax Bluff, man, they are getting it rolling. Somebody told me the other day this is the best team Hoax Bluff had in a while. We got highlights, and you see the highlights here. This is at Hoax Bluff. But I saw Westbrook Christian and was super impressed with Westbrook Christian in the Jamboree. But Hoax Bluff has turned it on. They have figured some things out. Some of those young guys.
It was actually Coach Smith, Steve Smith, that said this is the best Hoax Bluff team that's been
did
around
he say
the
that
world.
on camera, or did he say that off?
He said it
off camera,
Yeah.
but when he says something like that, I mean, a legendary coach like him, I mean, you gotta take account.
But he's exactly right. Coach Rob,
Sandbag.
he sandbags. He does. He does. That's what he does. And that's what he's always done. But I don't know if he even means to. I think he's just a humble guy, and he just it's just you got to show me. But you're right there. You see, Hoax Bluff had the early lead, 7-0, but Westbrook Christian scores right there to even it up. So it's just like the game that I was at tonight. It was close early, but just that running attack of the Hoax Bluff Eagles was too much as the game went
critical
on.
here of coach's team, but right there, the corner has sealed his back from the very get-go. The play guy's back turn to the play, so never was in that play right there on that touchdown.
Blocked the PAT attempt right there, so 13-7. And you see, that mean honestly, you get play action. It was a 21-7 game at that point. They score right there to make it 27-7, which I think was the score at halftime going into that game. And there you see the final, 47-21. Westbrook Christian definitely got to go back to the drawing board a little bit. Hoax Bluff Eagles, though, after a loss early to Southside and then got beat by Geraldine. Has anybody saw? Speaking of that, has anybody saw?
Geraldine lost 37-28.
Geraldine loses to Sylvania 37-28. Two stout teams, two of the better teams
Westbrook
in 3A.
Christian will bounce back. That 2-2 record won't hold up. Steve Smith
That blows
is one of the greatest
that region up because all of them in that region.
Sylvania, Ohatchee's only lost us to Sylvania, and it was close early. So we're moving forward.
And Hoax Bluff, like you said, they played two great teams that they lost to, and they're getting that thing going in the right direction. And the 4-0 Pleasant Valley Raiders get a win over the 0-4 Cleveland.
Dude, that is so
tight
huge.
game, but you want to come away with the win, and it did.
I am so fired up for Jonathan Nix. That is huge. It's the white helmets. Buckethead called it.
They look good.
Said he liked their jerseys tonight. But a big win for them. Going to the next score, Collinsville defeats Sandrock 59-14 tonight. Big win for Collinsville. Going to the next score. Let's see. We didn't have this one earlier. We do now.
Yeah, West
and no
End
surprise.
goes to Gaston, yeah, and wins big 53-16. But yeah, no surprise.
No
as you're
surprise there. We expected West End to win there, 53-16. So that win against West End for Pleasant Valley continues to look better and better.
Yeah.
Go into the
exactly
next
right.
one. Spring Garden in a much closer game than what people thought. Go Garden Go, though, goes to Winterboro and wins a defensive battle 15-6.
Yeah, Coach Skylar Mansfield is going to have them guys ready to go, though. You know,
This might have been the only game that I missed all night in Pick'em. Might have been the only game I missed. Pick with my heart here. I like Skylar. I like Coach Mansfield.
Yeah, I like him too. I mean, just because you still like him. I mean, but you're
That's a
saying that
great
you
game,
did
though.
good picking games.
That's why I'm trying to brag a little bit. Yeah.
All
Let's
right,
see, let's see him.
Ranberry
goes to Woodland to the Twin Water Towers, and they get a big win, 28-7. And this is a basketball score here. Isabella goes down to Fayetteville, Southern Talladega County, and gets a big win, 67. Am I seeing that right? 67-33.
67. That's what you're gonna shoot in the morning at Foreman.
That's 100. That's 100 point.
All right, number one last night on a Thursday night ball game. Number one in Class 2A, the B.B. Comer Tigers defeat number 6 Vincent. It looks like B.B. Comer is on their way to another run.
And a lot
at
of people
Class
talk
2A.
about Kamari Harris, and obviously rightfully so. But I tuned into that game last night. I think it was on like channel 14 or 12 on Dish, in a big time game here. But B.B. Comer, the Tigers had some defensive plays that I was very impressed with.
Yeah, they got
making
some dudes.
interceptions. They got some guys that are some young. There's a young freshman corner that made a couple interceptions.
They got
that I was
some
very
dudes,
impressed
no
by.
doubt. All right, going to the next score. Victory Christian defeated Donahoe 27-13. Wadley defeats number 9 Wadley. They finally got themselves into Class 1A top 10, 32-6 over Raglan. That's a big win for the
I
Wadley.
was starting to think, what else do they have to do to crack that top 10?
I don't know. I don't know what. They're in a bad place.
They're actually in
They ain't
top
got a lot of
3.
sports
They just
writers.
ain't moved them up there yet.
Oh, okay.
They ain't got a lot of sports writers down
And
there.
Cedar Bluff, we didn't have this score earlier, goes to Decatur Heritage, and they fall 13-7.
Coosa Christian, another top team in Class 1A. If Wadley and Coosa Christian have to play each other, do they have a regular season game?
Oh, I'll tell you.
So look that up for us. 35-0 over Valley Head for the Coosa Christian Conquerors.
They get 4 straight wins.
And then
Jacksonville Christian goes and defeats the team that got the best of them last year, Russell Christian, 37-6, and them guys in Jacksonville Christian had a huge day on offense.
Jacksonville Christian's for real, in case y'all are wondering.
Yeah.
They're for real. They're really good.
They haven't had a competitive game just yet, I don't think.
All right, let's look in the Birmingham area. Let's look at Hewitt Trustful and what they were able to do tonight against the Hoover Bucks. We want to thank Husky Fast Network for sending us these highlights and letting them use it on the Coaches Show.
Remember Hoover Bucks games, though?
You like those?
That's like,
Here comes the Huskies, and they're going to bring it down. Defense
I like
another
Hewitt
team in
Trustful.
our area is uniforms, but on steroids.
He reaches
Oh, you like
Good. No, don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Huskies.
You wish the Alexandria go that more simple look? Okay. Is that what you like?
Well, I mean, those just look good, is all I'm saying. But Hoover's got a little more cash flow in there at their disposal.
Here comes Aberhart. Here comes the Huskies.
Man, that's
They're going to bring him down at the
a
5.
uniform can't win you a ball game or block a defensive line either. That was like a great play call by the DC right there to get some extra pressure.
Floyd's going to roll out. This time he's going to
Well,
change
end zone
direction.
view, a little throw across the body, which is normally a Cardinal sin, but when nobody's in the middle of the field, why not throw it?
What was the final
Hewitt
score?
Trustful beat them 28-7. That was the final. So Hoover continues to struggle there, and so 28-7, the final
Hoover
there.
struggling. We got teams that typically don't struggle that are struggling
Coach,
this year.
to give you the schedule, you was asking about the schedule on Coosa Christian and Wadley. They do not play each other. Wadley has got Heritage Academy out of not Wadley. Coosa Christian has Heritage Academy out of Mississippi, Cedar Bluff, Appalachian, Woodville, and Victory Christian.
Okay.
And then Wadley has Randolph County next, Victory Christian, Winterboro, Talladega, TC, and then Woodland.
But I want to take us to a quick break. Is that okay, Eric? We'll go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you our team of the week this week. Before we do that, though, I want to thank the guys behind the camera, producer Eric. I want to thank Jason for all of our scores and everything he does. We want to thank we want to thank everybody, all of our shooters that go out and get us the footage. Our floor manager is not here tonight. Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff's not here tonight. He is sick, so we're praying that he gets to feeling better, but he does an outstanding job. Everybody here does an outstanding job, so we want to thank everybody here. We want to thank Aiden for doing the audio, and we want to thank everybody here that helps make this show go. With saying that, we'll be right back with the Team of the Week on the Coaches Show, presented by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden.
Since 2002, Advantage Tire and Alignment has been the place to call when your car won't go. They specialize in new tires, used tires, and wheels. In addition, they also provide alignment services and vehicle repair like brakes, rotors, struts, shocks, and alternators. It is their goal to provide quick, convenient, and friendly service. If you want the advantage, go to Advantage Tire and Alignment, where the customer always has the advantage.
I'm Dudley Miller and my wife Val, and this is the staff at Cremation Services. Together, we have over 100 years experience in funeral service. To me, career longevity is an indication of a person's ability to extend grace and compassion and deal with the family in an honest, trustworthy, and decent manner. We ask that you consider us at Cremation Services of East Alabama in your time of loss.
At Oxford Dental Care, they believe in the importance of a healthy, beautiful smile. The staff takes great pride in the treatments they provide and the healthy smiles that they create. Their patients can take advantage of comprehensive dental care that's customized for their individual needs and desires. They provide general, cosmetic, and pediatric dentistry, emergency dental care, teeth whitening, implants, and veneers. Contact their Oxford office at 256-831-3432 or visit the website at oxforddentalcare.net if you have any questions or would like to schedule an appointment. Friendly staff, excellent service, beautiful smiles. A team you can rely on, Oxford Dental Care.
All right, so welcome back, obviously, to the Coaches Show presented by Team One Chevy of Gadsden. Before I get our band of the week is the Anniston Bulldogs. We've had a full show, and so we will upload the video of the Anniston. We can look at that actually right now. The Anniston Bulldogs is our Jacksonville Body Shop band of the week. You can see some of their footage right here from the band competition at Jacksonville State just a few weeks ago. They put on a really good show. We were able to see them live last week against, or 2 weeks ago against Mumford, and me and Buckethead were talking about how good they sounded live and how well they did there. So we want to say congratulations to the Anniston Bulldog Marching Band. Hate it that they were not able to do what they wanted to do tonight for homecoming. But like I said, hopefully we can make that right. It stinks that other people's actions affect kids, but that's just how it is sometimes. And I'm talking about the outside actions. I'm not talking about adults from both schools that are trying to do what's best and keep their kids safe. And so looking at that, Austin, there's some different teams that we could obviously pick for the team of the week. But in my opinion, there's only one team to pick right now. A team they continue to win football games. They continue to do what they need to do. They're 4-0 on the year.
When's the last time they were 4-0?
I really don't know when the last time they were 4-0.
Ever 4-0?
I don't know when the last time they were 4-0.
That would be before my time.
But our team of the week is the Pleasant Valley Raiders. Congratulations to Coach Jonathan Nix and the Pleasant Valley Raiders on being the team of the week. Great job, guys. And speaking of Pleasant Valley, next Friday night, Ragland will visit Pleasant Valley Friday at 7. Next Friday, we will be on that call. Dawson and Jackson will be on that call.
Definitely the biggest test for the Raiders this
Ain't no doubt.
year.
Like, Ragland is a really, really good football team, so that's going to be a really good contest between two really good football teams right now in our area. So looking at some other things, tomorrow morning we've got the Saturday Morning Breakfast Club. You can catch us live at Western Sizzlin starting at 7 o'clock. Next Friday, you can catch me, Dawson, and Buckethead on the Winning Drive pregame show right here on TV 24. You can also catch the game of the week, like I've already told you. And then Every Friday night, what can they catch at 10 o'clock?
The full package.
The full package at 10 o'clock. The
Chandler
Coach
Tyree,
Show.
Buckethead, Austin Campbell. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all join us tomorrow morning at what time?
7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Don't act like you're going to be there. You're going to be on the links tomorrow morning.
Shoot on the links.
Shoot the far, baby.
Game of football tonight.
No doubt. East Alabama football, best football around.